Go on the cars, go. Go on the cars, go. You know.
Good up there, much good. We're back post-match day, 3-2 against Benfica at, well, where was it? At Greece, yeah, in Athens, I think. And 4-3 on aggregate. Quite an eventful game. I got Sandile, our resident, back to just break down and share quite a bit of emotions. It finished off quite early, but I think we were done after that. But yeah, what did you make of the game? How did you feel about it?
Yeah. First of all, man, this kid, bruh, this kid, man, like this guy is making up for Gnabry. He's making up for Benessa. He's making up for Zela, for all the kids that are, we kind of let go before their prime. Donnell Malin as well. Count that list. For all the guys we've let go, he is like the way he's carrying the team right now is absolutely incredible. So big ups to him first of all. And yeah, the game. I think, man, look, over the two legs, I'm actually frustrated. I am obviously. I think I'm an advocate for Arteta. I try to support the team as well. Um, but last night, man, was so frustrating. I think over the two legs, I guess it was such a frustrating game. The fact that it was so close and it was down to like the 87th minute or whenever it was that we actually scored to win it 4-3, and we were like, how many shots over the two legs did Benfica actually have on target? They
Yeah.
had the penalty, they had the free kick, and they had the gift of a goal that we gave them. I think those were the only shots, And yeah, so it's frustrating. It's crazy how a game that was on like should have been so easy, we made it so difficult for ourselves. So, but look, I'm happy that we are through to the next round. Going back to Athens, going back to Olympiacos in that round as well,
Yeah.
in 16. But we'll touch on that a bit later. But yeah, look, I'm super excited, man, for the fact that we actually went through.
Yeah, but you raised a few good points there, considering that Benfica weren't that threatening, but they managed to get, I suppose, 3 goals against us. But let's break down. Obviously, the first leg was it was a bit, yeah, that wasn't the best leg. We didn't take our chances, stuff like so. Going in, this was a big game for us. We needed to win, and we can just break down the game a bit. Like we start off with the lineup. Like, what did you make of the lineup? And like, obviously, the first half, we had a few chances. We kind of settled. We got into the game quite fast. Aubameyang's goal, and then Danny Ceballos foul to get the free kick that we conceded a goal. So and going to the half 1-1. Like, what was your take on like all of that?
The lineup, I think I was relatively happy with the lineup. I think I would have liked to actually see um, Pepe perhaps starting ahead of Saka, but I also understood why you can't drop Saka right now. It's a game that was still tight, it was still on the line, anything could have happened, so you want your most consistent player to be in there. And that's exactly what Saka's been giving us. So he's very difficult to drop. But yeah, he's been overplayed a bit, So yeah. Well, he needs to get some sort of rest somewhere, and the next couple of games are not going to be any easier. So yeah, that's probably the only change, and maybe starting Lacazette up front, as opposed to Aubameyang. But look, that's what I would have gone before the game. But clearly, Arteta knew better. Aubameyang got the 2 goals, Saka getting the 2 assists. So yeah, so from that perspective, in terms of the starting lineup, I was happy with it. Just a couple of changes I would have personally liked to see. Um, and in terms of the first half, look, we played well. I think Benfica came out just to as with the first game, they're very good defensively. They they make it hard. There's not too many spaces between their defense and their midfield or even their front line. They're very compact when they sit in their low block. And at the same time, when they're attacking, they attack with numbers, and they get back very quickly. So they played a good game, made it difficult for us, but we also had our chances. I think in the first leg we had like 10 offsides, if I'm not mistaken, and I think that's another thing that was a bit frustrating for me in this game, that we're still getting caught offside quite a bit, you know. Um, so yeah, there was like, you would have thought that, okay, we after 10 offsides in the last game, we need to have learned something, you know, and let's keep those down a bit, which we did. I mean, Aubameyang's first goal was kind of just beating that offside trap after Saka played him through and got the goal. And yeah, had those been English VAR officials, trust me, Arsenal would have lost that game, because those would have been given as offside, and yeah, we would have gone out like, we would be out of the competition had that been the case. But yeah, we look. Benfica never really troubled us, man. I think that's why I'm so frustrated. It was such a frustrating game. Benfica never troubled us. We were never under any real threat, you know. I think they hit the post. Yeah, they did hit the post once in the last game. Um, and some of the players just before Aubameyang scored that third goal for us. Okay, in fact, during the whole match, I just didn't get a sense of urgency. You know, Arteta was building it up to be a cup final. You know, it's a very very important game. But when you were watching the guys play, I didn't get that sense of, yeah, the guys really want this. You know, they going for it. They pushing bodies forward, and you know, trying something different, and all of that. It was still very calm, very relaxed, which could be a good or a bad thing depending on how you look at it. I just thought it was a bit disappointing. Um, so yeah, there was a bit of that, and even before Lacazette scored that third goal, when they were attacking us, um, I saw William just standing around, not tracking his man, and I think that's the guy who ended up almost scoring a goal. And there was just a bit of nonchalanceness about the guys. They were just standing around, not picking up men. Bellerin was poor, piss poor again. Like the guy cannot get across to save his life. So yeah, like it was that from that perspective, it was frustrating, but we got the goals at the end of the day. I was a bit disappointed with the substitute of William coming on. He made me eat humble pie by getting the assist. But yeah, I thought, if you've got somebody like a Martinelli, you've got somebody like Lacazette on the bench, bring them on, or a Pepe on the bench rather, bring them on, um, and they're the ones that have actually shown some sort of form in recent games. Okay, fine, Martinelli's been out for a while, but he had shown before his injury, and I think shortly afterwards as well, that what he can bring to the table. So I was disappointed that he keeps the faith in William. In a way, he repaid him for last night with that assist. But again, that's an easy assist. It wasn't really a moment of brilliance from William. It was just pull it back. The man was there open, and
More like
Tierney to do. So yeah,
yeah, I'm saying Tyranny did the hard work there as well, to get past.
exactly. It was down to him. He had to beat a defender and pick his spot. He gets the ball there. It wasn't just an easy tapping after some brilliance from William or anything. So, but yeah, look, hopefully the faith that Arteta's showing in him, because I think even post-match, Arteta kind of just bigged him up a bit, just trying to raise his confidence. And William really, really owes Arteta at least 10 more assists this season, just to repay the faith that has been shown in him. So yeah, hopefully this is a sign of things to come, and hopefully it builds his confidence after getting that assist.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think Emil Smith Rowe wasn't doing the best on that side, and Tyranny was getting exposed a bit much. But one of his better games, I would say, we've been hating on him, so shame. He deserves like, let's go into. We also put ourselves into that position, where we had to decide like maybe we could have been better, and like maybe Martinelli would have been a better bet because yes, he's attacking and more threatening, but it's, let's say for example, a bit of a risk because maybe he doesn't defend or doesn't stick to formation as much as, for example, William does. And because of another of us conceding, which is pretty much why we brought William on, as soon as we conceded, by another sloppy mistake. I'm not too sure. I don't want to hate on Danny too much because I do feel he's a quality player, and it's just an unfortunate mistake. I suppose alertness and communication. Yeah, maybe we can talk to us about that, and then we'll break down the last two goals as we. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Look, it was a mistake from Danny. and there's nowhere to hide from that. He should have done much better than he did there. Perhaps what I can praise Leno for is he probably realized that if he goes in for a challenge, he's probably going to get a red card. So just stayed on his feet, kept us at 11 men, concede the goal, and just hope that we are able to come back from it. And that's exactly what we did at the end of the day. The defending was shoddy. I don't know. I can't understand um, how Dennis Ceballos was pretty much the last man. I think Bellerin should again have been tracking. I can't remember the guy who scored the goal, his name, but I think Bellerin should have been tracking him better. From our own corner, one long ball from the goalkeeper, and they scored that goal. So yeah, look, I guess from that perspective, we can understand because the centre backs were up for the corner kick, and then they just hit it. They went, route one. So there's that. Yeah, it's an unfortunate one. They were able to save Ceballos, from that mistake by coming back to get the victory. But yeah, look, it happens. It happens, and it's unfortunate that look, he's a good squad player. I don't think he's a starter per se. He's a good squad player for Arsenal. A nice player to have coming off the bench maybe. And yeah, it was a mistake ultimately, and something that we just need to get out of our game.
I suppose it shows you what these mistakes can do in the highest level, where it can cost you like 2 goals, to be fair, a mistimed tackle,
Yeah,
unfortunate header, 2 goals down,
yeah,
and to
yeah,
be fair, we're not the best team in the world, so imagine what happens when you continuously make mistakes. So it just shows you have to always concentrate on your game, and I think maybe Arteta sold it as a cup game because like the level has to be up there in terms. I'm not going to final because you got to play like you win, you're done. If you lose, you're out. But after that, conceding that goal, we looked like we didn't put our heads down. We tried to get into it. It was a bit tough. But then, then a moment of brilliance. William comes on. He tries to do whatever he tries to do, and then gets it to Tierney with a moment of brilliance. Look, we can say debatable defending, debatable keeping, but to be fair, in that position, all you wanted Tierney to do was just hit that thing, and that's what he
yeah,
did. And that's
yeah.
the game. And the one thing I just want to raise, I know how important that goal was, but what did you see how much it meant to like him? I'm not sure if it was the team because like the way his reaction and everything just showed like it's game on, and how was your feeling when going into that final 20 minutes, 30 minutes of the game?
Yeah, look, and look, I think I criticized William a little bit earlier, but I have to give him credit for its due. For that Tierney goal, he did see the space and he did make the run into it. I think Benfica were sitting quite deep, so there wasn't a lot of space to run in behind them. So when he did see that space, he actually made the run into it. And Tierney picked him out, he cut inside a bit, found Tierney again, and then there was a goal. And yes, at that point, you only want Tierney to be thinking one thing: put the ball in the back of the net. Don't try and cross it to somebody else. Don't pull a Xhaka who is one of the best left foots in Europe, but always insists at the edge of the box to pass it to somebody else and never actually take the shot on himself. So, so yeah, Tierney did that, and that for me again just shows the captain's potential in him. He scored that goal, and immediately you could see the passion in it, and he's just saying, "Let's go, let's go back, let's get in our half, let's get the game restarted, and let's go again." And the passion is insane. I think he's also a very self-critical person, and he knows he didn't have the best game against City. So that was a bit of a moment of redemption as well for him, I feel. So yeah, there's that. Future captain for me, absolutely an Arsenal future captain.
Yeah, definitely, man. He's just his work rate, his attitude, everything about him, just like and that goal there, he didn't even care about celebrating. He's like, "Hey, I got no time. Let's get this game
Yeah,
on."
yeah,
And
exactly. Just let's go back.
that kind of steered us into that last 20 minutes to push for the goal. As you said, you don't see the fight, the determination, but I think something like what Tierney did just makes everyone realize, hey, we're back in this game. We just need one more. And then, of course, it has to be the one and only. Well, not obviously Aubameyang, but Saka, man. Like we'll get to Saka at the end because I think we're going to spend some time. on him. But
Yeah.
again, we didn't speak about the first goal and the assist, but that assist, man, was just phenomenal. Like, and then going into the last 10 minute pressure on dude 19, left-footed on the right side, decides to do like a Pepe versus Man City vibe, with Aubameyang, and crosses it in. Aubameyang gets the goal, touch and go, maybe a bit offside, maybe not, but we'll take it. And
Yeah.
3-2. So you walk us through your emotions there, and how much did it how excited were you to be an Arsenal fan at that moment?
You know what? The weird thing is like I was super excited, and obviously like everyone was sleeping in the house, and I was still the only one up, so I couldn't make too much noise. I was just like silently celebrating, and I think it was more relief than anything else, because for me, as I said, I didn't really see the urgency from the guys to really try and push forward and make things happen, So from that, there was a sense of relief from that. Aubameyang being at the right place at the right time. He saved us a couple of times. I think in Emery's first season against Valencia, he scored like a hat trick or something to take us to the next round, to the round of 16, I believe it was, when we played Valencia in the round of 32. He scored a hat trick away from home, or
That was
a brace away from. Yeah, it was one of those games though, and he kind of saved us there. Last season he couldn't really do it against Olympiacos, and now he's just come back again, um, and kind of just saved us and got us into those quarterfinals, into the round of 16. Sorry. So yeah, that last goal, man, you can't. I think with VAR, they might have actually used Lacazette's foot instead of the defenders to actually mark where the defender was. So I just want to have a look at that. I think that was a bit of an odd one. But look, I'm not complaining. We deserve to be there. I've seen guys saying that we well enough to deserve to go to the next round or whatever. I'm like screw you. We scored 5 goals. I mean, we scored 4 goals, and we were hardly threatened besides our own mistakes or some a brilliant free kick. So we definitely deserve to be in the next round, And yeah, we made it there at the end. It was very nervous, frustrating, but yeah, we're there. We're there.
Yeah, we were kind of our own worst enemy in that game, and hopefully we learned from it. The performance was great. I think, as you said, you I think now that we talk about it and we're like, oh yeah, we should have done this, should have done that. But at that moment, I didn't care. You know what I mean? Like when Aubameyang did
Yeah.
that, oh, I think I dropped my phone and everything. I was like, oh my god, because I can't sit when I watch the game. Sometimes you have to like pace up and down. So I'm just pacing,
Pacing up and down,
pacing. I'm like, when Saka gets the ball, I'm like, come on, And like,
yeah,
look, the scary thing is, I don't mean to be a bearer of bad news. It's Europa, and but it just shows you the fight and the intensity that's in football today. And we are a growing team, and I think this was not our bad. I think it was a very bad defensive performance because 2 goals by 2 mistakes. You could have easily have avoided those things. But I think overall, when you look at it, cup type of game, we came through. But moving on, and for me, obviously the player had to be okay. Aubameyang scored 2, so he's gonna take man of the match. Tierney put in a shift. I think he was decent. I think with Emil Smith Rowe, he was but exposed. You really need support on the left sometimes because he really comes up quite high. So you need
yeah,
somebody to. I think Emil Smith Rowe is more of a central player, so he got drawn too much to go into the center and not stay out wide. It's a whole different mindset. But Tierney, obviously that and the goal, but his work rate, you can't fault him. You said future captain, stuff like that. And then for me, you can talk on those two a little bit, but I want you to just spend some time on the guy behind you there, Bakayo, God's child. Like, he's like the one thing, just sorry, before you go on, the one thing I want to say is like, I've seen him from maybe day one when he started. I've never thought he'll be like this, but the most surprising thing to me is every game he just gets better and better. Like the one game he was poor, but his work rate, the way he's thinking, this is the game, just to keep his head up. Ah, this guy is like, he's 30 or 29 in his peak, thinking like, and he's just a kid, man. So yeah, so I just needed to say that. You give me your take on the Aubameyang tyranny a little bit, and then obviously majority of the time on Saka.
Yeah. Look, so you touched on a few things. I think you said there that defensively we weren't that great. We weren't troubled, So I think defensively we were okay, but we shot ourselves in the foot. The penalty from the first leg was, okay, fine, it's a penalty, it hit his hand, but it was relatively close range. They scored that, a brilliant free kick, and then a mistake. So that were the only real chances that they had.
Just talk about as a neutral, that free kick, man. That free kick, like, yeah.
Yeah, that two Lenos would have not gotten to that. That was hit very, very well. Like I looked at it yesterday and I sat down and I was like, you know what? Fuck, that was a good goal. That was a good goal.
I was like,
if we got to a goal like that, but fuck, yeah. It was an amazing strike, man. Right, top corner. There's no saving those ones.
pity again. As a neutral, if you saw that goal, you just like, wow. Especially from Aubameyang's first goal. You know what I mean? Like, it was a crazy game.
Yeah. It was an amazing goal, man. It was, and you can't take nothing away from it. It was just one of those where you just have to accept that nothing could have been done to kind of save that. But yeah, you touched on Tierney and obviously Aubameyang. Aubameyang, I think yesterday he made a couple of good runs. He seemed to, I think his performance was better. He looked a little bit sharper. Yes, he was caught off a couple of times, but I think he looked much better than I'd seen him in the last game, especially against City. I think he just wanted it more. I think he wanted to redeem himself. Tierney is, I mean, he's a quality player. He might have a once or a one-off, like a 1 in 10 or 1 in 15 games where he performs at a lower level, but he's a constant 7 or 8 out of 10, and every other game will be a 10 out of 10, a 9 out of 10, but you will hardly ever get below 7 out of 10 for him. It's just so consistent, so much hunger, so much drive. Like when he gets to the wing, he takes his man on, gets the cross in, and it's either he gets the cross in or he wins us a corner or some sort of free kick. So yeah, he's been absolutely impressive since joining Arsenal. And you start to look at the players that we have, and they are very young. You look at Leno. I think he's in mid to late 20s. That's young for a goalkeeper. You've got Gabriel, who's like 23. You've got Tierney, who's what? I think he's 22. You've got Martinelli, who's barely what? He's like 20, 21 as well. Yeah, Smith Rowe is around there. Bukayo Saka is around there. And then you're like, okay, there's actually like a decent crop of young players and potential that are going to come through, that are coming through, and the squad to really build around going forward. Just a couple more experienced heads in there just to keep everything calm and keep the guys in check. But yeah, we've got a decent squad that's building, man. So that's really, really cool. I'm happy with that. But yeah, I think with Smith Rowe as well. For me, he's a bit wasted on when he's playing on the wing, when he's playing out, or when he played out on the left side. He is a number 10. Like we saw the way he was combining with Saka and Lacazette from that central role. It was great, and then Arteta broke it up for a bit and trying to fit Odegaard into the system as well, just to kind of cater for him. So yeah, I ideally want to see both Smith Rowe and Odegaard competing for that one spot, just pushing each other for that number 10 role, and just allow Pepe, Martinelli, William, and even Saka to fight for that other side of the wing, or for the wing positions, So, but yeah, performance-wise, I thought they were very good. Happy to see Partey back. I'm glad he didn't start. I didn't want him to play at all, just because I do feel we have rushed him back sooner than we should have in the previous games. Yeah. So yeah, he went through those couple of minutes that he did play. Didn't look troubled much, So hopefully he starts getting back to full fitness and for the rest of the season, because we will definitely need him for the rest of the season. So yeah.
Maybe you can just touch on like Odegaard. What have you made of him?
Yeah, look, I'm a bit indifferent, I'm always just cautious about overhyping players or just writing them off too soon because of what happened to Ceballos last season. In his debut, he was absolutely amazing, and everybody was saying, "Yeah, sign him on, bring him on. This guy should be on a bring him on permanently." And then like shit just went downhill for him, and then suddenly you start questioning it. So it's difficult for Odegaard. He's coming into a team. He hasn't been playing for a while in Madrid. So he's coming in. He doesn't have a lot of match fitness, even though he was training. Doesn't have a lot of match fitness. He's coming in, new system, new way of working, I guess. So he's had some glimpses of really good moments, but he's also shown that, there's still a bit of a lack of understanding or a lack of match fitness, match awareness in certain situations. But yeah, I'll give him time. I'll see how he does in the next couple of games. He should be settling in a lot better now. He's had a couple of starts. He knows the players around him now a bit more. So we really should start seeing some consistent performances coming from him. And yeah, in the next month, I think we'll know really what type of player he is and whether we should even consider trying to bring him in. There's no doubt that he's got the potential. It's just, can we see it on a consistent basis?
And
Can he be a
yeah, I was just saying it's so difficult coming to the Premier League and trying to just hit the ground running. I think there's a select few that can do that, especially in Arsenal's situation. But yeah, after that emotional game, man, we made it through round of 16 only to get drawn to the guys that like 3 days, I think 3 days from now, it'll be a year since they knocked us out. I remember that day fondly because I was at prison and we all just like broke our hearts, man. But anyway, Olympiacos, another two-leg. I think it's a two-leg affair. So I think we play at, do you know if we play at the Emirates and then at Greece?
We should. I think, I mean, if we were able to go and play in Greece, then I'm sure England doesn't have any issues with the Greek teams coming over. So yeah, we'll probably see both legs being played home and away, like a proper home and away fixture, So yeah.
What do you make of the upcoming fixtures and obviously our Europa, which is our focus now,
Yeah. Leicester is going to be an extremely difficult match. We will need everybody to be at the top of their game and not just Saka. And we need to get a result there. We need to get the 3 points just to build some momentum again. I think we lost it when with a couple of indifferent performances. The 1-0 loss to City, the draw against the Benfica in the first leg. And we just need to kind of pick up those performances again, And Leicester, they're on a high. They've actually just been knocked out as well of the Europa League. So hopefully that's kind of gotten them down a bit, and they don't want to bounce back. They don't bounce back against us. But yeah, we absolutely need a result there. And yeah, I'd like to see some rotation for that game as well. I think Pepe needs to start getting some more performances. He had started showing some consistency and started doing well. So I'd like to see him come back. Lacazette hadn't really done anything to get dropped. So yeah, I'd like to see him, getting back into the fold as well. So we'll see how that goes. We really, really do need a result though. A very, very difficult match. Jamie Vardy loves scoring against Arsenal. So yeah, it's difficult. It's a difficult one. And for the Olympiacos, I think it's on the 11th of March. I think I saw somewhere that it's that week. Aubameyang should really be licking his lips at this one. He knows that from last season, he kind of let it slip right at the death when he missed that goal. So right now, again, it's a chance for redemption for him to say, look, last season was a once-off. this is who I am, and really show Olympiacos what he's made of. It could have been worse. The draw could have been much worse for us. I think is it Tottenham that got AC Milan or something in one of the other fixtures.
But AC
Oh,
Milan.
yeah. So yeah, so one of those guys. So it's difficult. There's some tough
The
teams.
Europa fixture, United AC Milan. You're like, damn, shit's changed.
There's some really tough teams, man. And look, I would have loved to get Molde in the next round, get like a nice easy fixture, where you can like rest a majority of the squad, and just put some focus on especially Saka, and
It's
just rest them a bit, get some of the French players in there.
sorry,
So you're saying?
I didn't mean to stop you there. I said, do you think it's fake that we're getting Olympiacos? Because, like, it's like, because they like, look, the way I see it, they beat us. It was unfair. They gave us COVID. They gave our manager COVID. Everything. You know what I mean? Like, those like traumatized us now. It's like, okay, maybe it's just me that thinks like that, but so is it
Yeah.
just payback or is it just one of those things? I suppose it's a luck of the draw, but it's funny how things just worked out that way.
Yeah, it's fate, man. It's a big chance for payback. As you said, I'd even forgotten the fact that Arteta got COVID from Olympiacos. But then again, when he got the COVID, we came back and won the FA Cup. So maybe if we win the game, and there's like a bit of that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So they're the reason we in the Europa League in the first place by winning the FA Cup. So, but yeah, a big chance to kind of get some revenge. In a game that we shouldn't have lost anyway last season. And yeah, as I said, Aubameyang should be licking his lips. He should be saying, yes, this is the one that I've been waiting for. This is the one, just to kind of put those skeletons to bed finally. And yeah, let's see how it goes. I think we should. I'm already seeing us in the quarterfinals, man. That's what it is for me. We're in the last eight. It's a fixture we should be winning. So yeah, I'm confident that the guys will take us through.
I like that. I think after yesterday's performance, hopefully it spurs some confidence in. We get the results on Sunday, which we definitely need, as you said. Some pride in the league will help, but Europa is our main focus right now. But Sandile, it's always been a pleasure, and big ups to you and Saka over there. I really dig the background. Like, I still can't get over how good that kid is. Like,
And
it's just
he's 19, like he's literally a kid. So man, and he's carried Arsenal this whole season. It's not something like recently he started scoring more goals, adding that to his game. But he's been crazy all season long. I think in the last 8 games he's got 7 goal involvements or something crazy like that. And
He's like,
he's phenomenal.
like the kid that is just such a nice person, but he's just outstanding at everything, like academics or sports, everything. But he's humble, you know what I mean? He just carries on about his job, and his growth is phenomenal. I think, especially he's 19. Think about what we were doing at 19. We can't even say it over here. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that's a whole other show, man. That's a whole other
Yeah,
show. Not
the thing is at his age, it's still available to him much more so with the money and stuff. But he's such a leveled youngster that he's able to still be mature enough to turn up every game. Even when he's not turning up, he's still the best player. You know what I mean? Like Tierney,
yeah,
like we had Cedric, fit right back, whatever, any left back can come into there. But it's not Tierney. Tierney at 60% is the best left back we have. You know what I mean? And it just shows you the quality that a bit of character and mindset can do to a play, and it rubs off hopefully. I think Martinelli is also one of those guys.
yeah. Can you just imagine having Martinelli on one wing, Saka on the other? That already there is a base of a really good attacking side. So yeah, it bodes well for. I think the mentality for both Saka and Martinelli are similar in a way. They are playing at a level way above where they should be for their age. Their match intelligence, especially Saka, has over the past couple of months has been absolutely incredible. You know, he's got a footballing brain. He understands his positions. He understands the opposition. He can come deep. He can go central. He can take a shot. He can take players on, and he changes those scenarios based on who he's coming up against. You know, so he's look. There's not much more that can be said about him. You know, he's just incredible. He's English. He is a fan of Arsenal.
Yeah.
That's yeah. Look, I think he's the type of player. I don't see him moving to any other club in England anytime soon because he is a fan of Arsenal. Um, Perhaps teams in Germany might look at him when his contract is coming up to an end, which we better sort out, by the way. I know he just recently signed a contract, but he needs to sign like a 5-year contract soon, you know, just to ward off any interest in him. There's clubs that will probably interest him. I'm sure he wants to play. He'd love to play like for Barcelona. Well, not even Barcelona because they are pretty much Arsenal of La Liga right now. You know, so yeah, perhaps Real Madrid or Bayern Munich clubs like that. But because he's such a fan of Arsenal, he's gonna want to stay. You know, or at least that's how I'm seeing it. So it bodes well for Arsenal in the future, man. Having him, having Martinelli whenever he's back fully fit, having Smith Rowe in there. So yeah, it's looking really good.
The academy, also with everyone being there, his kind of growth in the team. But I also feel like um, he's once he came into the first team, he just took his chance. And then I think because he's a youngster, maybe you can run him dry as well, because he's just a machine, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
so maybe he's also young. Like, think about also at 19, you could run for days, especially how
yeah,
so I'm
yeah,
so surprised he's like that. I'm actually shocked like he's like that. Because everybody around him got injured. Everyone, even when he's injured, he's back like 2 games later. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I don't know what he's chowing. Maybe I don't know what the whatever. I don't know. It's just
Look,
he's
yeah,
and
you know what I think it is.
yeah. I
I,
just
I,
like his consistency in first team. I don't think he would have got that anywhere else. And he's so fortunate that we so useless right now that he had to came in and it just showed like it's sad to say it like that, but for him it was the perfect opportunity to show his quality. I don't think we knew how good he was. I think everybody knew he was good, but I don't think they
yeah,
expected to be like like damn, bro. Like you don't even think of like any like I don't know. I'm trying to. I don't think of Uzo. I don't think of Fabregas right now. I don't think of nobody. Maybe Henri here and there.
yeah,
But for me,
yeah,
Saka takes the cake because this is a tough time, man. And to perform like how he's performing, like from the time Emery actually brought him in, is scary. It's actually scary. Like, yeah. Sorry, I cut you off there. Sorry.
no, that's all right. Look, I think what it is for me, as you said, when we were 19, like you could literally run like all day. I remember around then I was playing, I used to play indoor soccer and I played 2 tournaments in 1 day and I was cramping up. But because I enjoyed the game so much, I always wanted to be on the field, you know. And it could have been very easy for Saka to look at guys like, I'll use Ozil as an example, not because I hate Ozil or anything, but he could have easily looked at, oh, okay, he's injured. And when a player is injured, he's out for quite a bit of time with a back injury. But he could have let all of those injuries, the players around him getting injured, kind of affect him mentally as well. Whenever he picks up an injury, to say, okay, no, I guess I'll be out for a while, or I just need to be a little bit careful when I'm coming back and not, fully exert myself. But I think he's just so excited to be playing in the first place, that when he is playing, he just loves the game so much. He just wants to give his all every time. He doesn't know when to stop. Um, that's why he just when I think it was the Wolves game or something where he was getting kicked around and like he was frustrated, but he'd get right back up and go again, and not stop. And that's one his mentality and his character that has been coming through. So
He was
big
like
ups.
the player. He took everybody on, beats all of them. I don't think anybody could stop him in that game. Like,
Yeah,
against City. Yeah, we weren't great, but like he was kind of doing something, and to
yeah,
show
yeah, yeah.
in that City, you don't just stride past Cancelo and all of them with ease, like
Yeah, I think there was a time when he was surrounded by like 4 City players, and he just like went through them like they were just cones that were placed there, and it was just dribbling around cones. I was like, shit, what the hell, right?
Even
But yeah,
against Grealish, I felt like he had Grealish. So like every time he was up against Grealish, he turned him every single time. Like, and it was great. I
yeah.
remember Grealish just fouled him so many times. Yeah, we lost the game, but like that battle there, we know who won that battle.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, I don't think we can say much more about Saka. Like he's been Mr. Arsenal this season. He's been Arsenal's player of the season. He's the young player of the league so far. So
It
yeah,
makes
look,
it quite exciting for England's youth to see what the potential will come out because they have such great youth players coming in with a lot of experienced players. So it's great Foden, Greenwood, Saka, you know what I mean, from all these clubs. So
yeah,
England's also got something good to look forward to as much as we can promote Saka, but it's actually like now England gets to call him up, even Maitland Niles when so that's also such a great achievement as well. I suppose we understand it from South Africa, but imagine you playing in club level. I was even telling someone, I was like, how did these folks, what did they do? Why did they choose Arsenal? Like, when they rocked up there, where they're like, you know what, we can see something in our kid, he can play ball. Which club should we go to? So I was like, that's be Kano. Kano is like the biggest influence of Arsenal across Africa because to be fair,
yeah,
like the guy
yeah.
was a baller, you know what I mean? But I'm sure the other
Absolutely.
players as well. But yeah, I'm sure we can go on all day. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
And it's been a while. But Sandile, it's always a pleasure having you on. Maybe we'll catch you on the next match day. It's big ones coming up as well. So yeah, stay tuned. It's me, Kish. It's Sandile. It's gonna cast essay. We are.
You know.